Eiruv Tavshilin. Siman Kuf Beis. Siman Kuf Beis.
Why don't we forget it and just let you make it, so everybody? That's it.
I don't make it.
I know. I was waiting for that. I knew you wouldn't do it.
Listen. How many people have to make it? I'm sure there's hundreds that are people that are doing it for Klal Yisrael. Okay, so let's see. So Tinei of Tavshilin by Zion Sifim. Yeah, so Yom Tov Shecholi is be'erev Shabbos. Now it's in Kuf Beis. So Yom Tov Shecholi is be'erev Shabbos. Yom Tov that fell out on Shabbos, on Erev Shabbos, I'm sorry. Like this year, Rosh Hashanah, first day Sukkot, last day Sukkot. All of them is Yom Tov that falls out on Thursday, Friday. So for Israelis, they have Erev Tavshilin once, and Americans have Erev Tavshilin 3 times. It's also lefos or levashel b'kedera miyuchedes l'Shabbos. You're not allowed to bake or cook in a pot that's miyuched for Shabbos. El al yidei Erev Tavshilin she'oisa b'erev Yom Tov. Unless it's Erev Tavshilin that you do on Shalom. Thank you. She'oisa b'erev Yom Tov. Right, so you have to make an Erev Tavshilin. Dahainu, what is it? Erev Tavshilin. What is an Erev Tavshilin? Dahainu, shelekech eze tavshil otzali, sheroi lulavas bayas apas. You have to take a cooked food or a roasted food, and this next thing is a requirement that people are not aware of. There's a lot of things that people are not aware of, but this is an interesting one. Sheroi lulavas bayas apas. It has to be something that you would eat with bread. Meaning, if you decide to take macaroni, let's say, as your tavshil, l'chari, you don't eat macaroni with bread. Usually, I think has to be something.
They have macaroni slices now.
That's true. Yeah, so maybe taka. That guy asked me that today. What bracha should you make on a macaroni slice? I had 2 shilas later on for the daf mamish today. People ask, and one about this macaroni slice. He says very thin pizza with a little bit of macaroni. I told him to wash on bread. I copped out, of course, but what do you call it? So. Meaning it wouldn't be meaning the same thing what bread potters for that you don't have to make a bracha on it because it's part of the bread, it gets eaten with bread, the same thing. So chocolate, let's say. Chocolate's cooked. You cannot use chocolate. You can't use candy. I'm assuming candies some candies I guess are cooked. You're not allowed to do that.
So then you can't use pots. Don't what do we use? 2 things. Yeah, we use an egg. Don't we use an egg in the challah?
Yes.
People.
Yeah, so we're gonna get to that.
An egg and a matzah.
Okay.
An egg and a matzah. Let's say.
Yeah. So you don't eat matzah with bread.
You can eat what? You can eat what with bread?
We normally don't eat bread with bread.
Right, no, but that's 2 separate things. So we're gonna see. We need one thing for bread.
Sorry.
Yeah, good. We need one thing for bread and one thing for cooked. But anyways, it has to be something that you normally would accompany pas. V'gam pas. You also need bread. You need 2 things, right? But we'll see as he goes along. He'll explain this. And then you make a bracha sherki deshanu b'mitzvah sav. It's ivanu al mitzvahs Eiruv. And then you say Ba'dene Ruba Yeheshara, say it in Aramaic, but with this Eiruv, it should be mutter lana la fuye, to bake, ula avshule, and to cook, ula atmune, and to do hatmana, which is to put hot water away. The way they didn't have Chinix back then, so they needed to take hot water and hide it. Ula aduke shraga, and to light candles, ula mevad kol tzarchana, miyayim tava l'shabbos, to do anything that we need to do from Yom Tif to Shabbos. Right?
Who's doing this? The male or the female?
Either it doesn't make it one person in the household. All right. Yeah, no, so it could be anybody in the household, but he's adding a lot of things here, which we'll see weiter. But just look at the lashon again. He's saying to cook, bake, cook, do hatmana, light candles, and to do anything we need to do from Yom Tif to Shabbos. Right? It says, okay, so we'll get back to that. If he doesn't understand the lashon, meaning if you don't understand what you're saying in Aramaic, you have to say it in a language that you understand. Then he says it in Yiddish. I don't think we have to do that. Or I don't know, Yiddish, German, I don't know, or Hungarian. I don't know. What? Make sure it's clean. Yeah, so that's meaning it has to be in a language. It has to be in. I think the Olam should say it in English, something, unless we understand Aramaic, right? Now he doesn't say here. Let's wait for Beis and then we'll discuss it. So tzarich sheyehei atavshil derech shedarkei lachlim pas. The tavshil, the cooked food, has to be a derech that it's something that normally gets eaten with bread. Kugoin, basar, v'dagim, ubeitzim. There you go. But if it's something that we don't normally eat with bread, then loy mahani, then it doesn't help. Right? Okay, that's fairly straightforward. And shir atavshil kazayas. What's the shir of the tavshil? Has to be a kazayas. Pas, and the pas is kibeitzim. V'yesh lahadar achar mana yafa. Oh, so here's where the egg comes into an issue. V'yesh lahadar achar mana yafa l'chvoid ha-mitzvah. You should look for a good mana, the covered ha-mitzvah. V'gama pas tehei shleima, and the pas should be full. Meaning, that's where the matzah comes from. The anicha b'Shabbos lechem mishnah, and then you should use it on Shabbos for lechem mishnah, for Friday night and Shabbos day. Ubesuda shlishitz, and b'shalashud is yivtzala. Then you should actually use it and break bread, as they call. Even to the sabbath b'mitzvah chadazimna, since a mitzvah was done one time, yisabah b'nami mitzvah achrita. So then you should also do another mitzvah. This is not an integral part of the Eiruv Tavshilin. I cannot tell you how many people are going to ask, come Matzah Yom Tov Be'ez Hashem, and in Tzom Gedalia, I forgot to eat the Eiruv Tavshilin, what should I do now? Right? And they think they didn't do the mitzvah properly.
I got to start Rosh Hashanah again.
That's correct. Or they think that they cooked Shaloi Kedin. Right? Yeah. But anyway, so now what is this mana yafa? Right? Because an egg is not a mana yafa. Right?
Not a hard-boiled egg.
Who eats hard-boiled eggs?
Maybe like a fancy omelet.
That would be something, but I don't know if it'll last. Because we're going to see that it has to last. Right? Meaning you're supposed to, what's the point of the Eiruv Tavshilin? What's the point of it? Like where does this come from? Right? So it's actually a machlokes. It's a machlokes, and the machlokes is is the reason we have to make an Erev Tavshilin l'kavod Shabbos or l'kavod Yom Tov? Meaning, one shita holds that if we're not going to make an Erev Tavshilin, right, so you're not allowed to cook from Yom Tov to Shabbos, then we're afraid that you're going to eat up all your food on Yom Tov, because we love eating food, and we're not going to leave over any for Shabbos, and then it's going to be a bezoyan for Shabbos. That's one shita. The other shita holds, no, that's not a concern. The concern is that you're going to think, oh, I'm allowed to cook on Yom Tov for Shabbos, so that means I'm allowed to cook on Yom Tov for weekday too, which is also not allowed. Right? Right? So now, but the point is that it's meant to put a chashivus of Shabbos and Yom Tov in our head. Right?
Why would you think that?
What?
Why would you think that? Why didn't you say, well, since I only have to wait 3 hours, the Yankees only have to wait 1 hour in Amsterdam for ice cream, so they're going to end up eating it together, so they could only eat it once. They could only have ice cream 1 day a week. They have to pick out the day. When they make Havdalah, they have to sign up for 1 day a week to eat ice cream, because otherwise they can make a mistake. Why would people think that you can cook for Yom Tov to weekday? Why would anybody ever think that? Because
you're cooking for a different day. That's not the day. That's the way I understand it. Anyway, so okay, but I hear what you're saying. But the point is that by starting, what the Rabbanan said is, by starting the cooking on Friday and leaving that tavshil over until Shabbos, then that puts it into your head that there's a reason why I'm allowed to cook from Yom Tov to Shabbos. So then that keeps it in your head. But if it's just a lousy egg, so then that's not really a chashivus, right?
David's on instead of selling salt water for Pesach, he's selling the Erev Tavshilin. Let him sell mamash geshmaka something or other. Charge $40 for it, and everybody will buy it.
What do you want, a pastrami sandwich?
I don't know, no, something different. That's why you don't own the store, because every big pastrami, no, something special that they normally don't have. Get an idea, call it the Eiruv Tavshilin LLC, patent it, and do it. You know?
The what?
No, don't. I don't want you to steal the idea from David.
But anyway, so that's the pshat. So l'chayra should be a mana yafa. So the reason why the Pais can say eggs was the go-to thing was because eggs lasted. Back then, you needed, again, we're going to see later, the food has to last. If you make the Erev Tavshilin and some guy comes along and hungry for an egg, that's it. You're done. You can no longer cook for Shabbos. You're done. So they did an egg. So you needed something to last you till Shabbos. So back then, without refrigeration, the easy way was to do an egg. Right? Matzah lasted. Challah lasted.
When do you eat the egg? That's also Shalosh Shabbos?
That's what we're saying here at the end of base. We said you eat the egg Shalosh Shabbos, but again, you don't have to eat the egg. Matter of fact, the Paiskim, the Shulchan Aruch declares, and this is a real, if you really want to be what do you call it? The Shulchan Aruch Paskins b'diavad, it works. Let's say you're a frugal guy, so you make an Erev Tavshilin for this Rosh Hashanah, and you keep it till after Sukkot. Right? You get 3-for-1 deal. Right? So the Pais can say b'diavad that works. So I have the Shiloh. I haven't found somebody to discuss it yet, but so now let's say I didn't eat the egg and the bread on Shabbos, and then comes Sukkot, and I go open my fridge, and there's my Eiruv Tavshilin. Can I make a bracha on the new one, or do I got to get rid of that? Right?
He wants to use a new one.
Yeah, but the question is the bracha of Atala.
No,
Can you keep it in mind from Rosh Hashanah through?
That's what I'm saying. You can. B'diavad, you can.
And have it in mind. So everyone should just have it in mind. Or Rosh Hashanah, if you have it, you're fine.
Well,
Yeah. Put it together with all the other things you have in your mind, Dave. Put that.
I don't think it's such a bad idea.
Yeah.
maybe.
So
Yeah,
do it. And see if you can bench it Lulav Lishma 3 weeks later. Come on.
Does that work? If it works, then that's fine.
It works b'di'evid. It works b'di'evid. All right. But anyways, so really it should be something more chashuv. If somebody, I Rav Shlomo Zalman, Claire, why not just take all your food and make an Eiruv Tavshilin? Right? Why? I mean, if you're supposed to be a chashuv thing, right? So go to the freezer, take out all the whatever roasts and all the stuff that's being baked and cooked for the last 2 weeks, right? And just pick it up and say, "This is all my Eiruv Tavshilin." Now you just better make sure you leave one over, leave something over till Friday afternoon. Otherwise, you're done. But that you can do that. Rav Shlomo Zalman says not to. I don't remember his reason why he says not to do that. But anyways, again, the main thing is to know that it's not a chiyuv to eat the Eiruv Tavshilin. Like, right, David, who's eating hard-boiled eggs anyways? Especially 3-day-old hard-boiled eggs. So you're not mechuyev to.
No, but I do it. I try my best to eat it.
No, he says you should do it because it's which another svara, which I don't understand. Since one mitzvah was done with it, so do another mitzvah.
Half the time I do. Half the time I forget.
Yeah, I don't think I ever did. Be honest with you, matzah. Yeah, I don't think I ever did the egg. Okay, so ain't base a gimel. Ein Erev Tavshilin Moil, Ela Lahate Lasses Kol Tzarchi Shabbos beyond the Ba'id Hayom Gadol. Oh, so this is a major chumrah here, right? And the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch is paskening the chumrah. Yeah. Hold on one second. Either way. Okay, so in Erev Tavshilin Elohata last is called Tzarchi Shabbos B'Yontiv Ba'od Hayoim Gadol. Only when it's still day, meaning that there's time in the day. Shim Hayom is Damneloi Archim, that if guests would come, Shaloi Achlu Hayoim, that didn't eat today, Hayu Eichlim V'Nenin Bay B'Yom Kaidna V'En Hashmashas Mi B'Lachte. They would still be B'Yaitza with. Meaning you'll still have food for them. Sha'asa b'yomtiv that you made on yomtiv. Meaning, well, let's finish it first. Aval im ain't shas b'yom lahanas mimalachta. But if there's no time to be nana from the malacha, ain't moil Erev Tavshilin. It doesn't help to make Erev Tavshilin. Now, what this is basically, I don't know if the Olam probably heard of the concept of hoyel, which is that there's a heter to cook from one yomtiv to another yomtiv. Meaning you can cook a lot of food. Let's say you're not sure what's going on with if you're going to have guests or not, or somebody wants to eat food, and you want to cook extra for the next night yomtiv, right? Which a lot of people want to do. You know, it's very hard to make a sudas yomtiv second night, having nothing to do with Shabbos. Regular first day yomtiv, second day yomtiv. It's very hard to make a suda, right, and start it all Yom Tif night. So let's say you want to do a shtickle haroma. So you're making a soup or a food for the first day, and you put in extra, right? You put in extra, and you're gonna have it for that night. So that works because hoyel, meaning if you're gonna have extra guests coming to you, so those guests will have food for them, even though you're probably not gonna give them, but that's hoyel. So the Erev Tavshilin is built on that. So the only thing is, what if you decide to put up your cholent, and people have asked this question already, you decide to put up your cholent 5 minutes before Shabbos, how can you say that that's based on hoyel? If your extra guests come, you're not going to have the cholent ready for them, right? You're not going to have the cholent ready for them. So then that's why you have to make it earlier in the day. Not have to, it's a chumrah, but you should try to. The way the Kitzur is paskening the chumrah. The Mishnah Brura paskins like this. The Aruch HaShulchan says, no, you don't have to do this. L'chein, Noyagin kishachol Yom Tov be'erev Shabbos. When Yom Tov falls on erev Shabbos, makdimin l'spalal arvis shel Shabbos miba'od yoim. Here you go for all of us anti-early Shabbos people, right? He says the minig is that you should make early Shabbos. This Shabbos and Shabbos Chol HaMoed and Shabbos post Simchas Torah should be an early. The way the kids are paskins, Mishvur paskins this way too. You should make early Shabbos like this. She use reason lamar likmar hakol kodim shamer mizmar shili yom Shabbos, so that everything will be finished before we say mizmar shili yom Shabbos. But Tavshilin shematminin l'Shabbos tzrichen latminan b'ayda yom gadol, and you have to take the hot water that you're putting away, and you have to do hatmana b'ayda yom gadol. She is bashlu kodim ben hashmoshes. You cook it before ben hashmoshes. L'chol hapachas shlish bishulan, at least a third cooked. So basically the point is, whether we understand the technicals of it or not, but because it's a machlokes, so memela, because it's a machlokes, so about whether you need to do this or not, so the kids are paskening that that's what you should do. Right? Now, there is a kula here, because this year, it's always, not always is Eiruv Tavshilin, not always is Eiruv Tavshilin second day Yom Tov to Shabbos. Sometimes you have first day Yom Tov to Shabbos, meaning when the second day of Yom Tov is also Shabbos. Thank you. Right? Which it's then a Doraisa. This year, it's all Derabbanans, right? Because it's the second day Yom Tov that's going into Shabbos, right? So Mamela, the cooking that we're doing on second day Yom Tov is really is really from weekday to Shabbos. So it's really not a problem. But so it could be that this chumrah that the kids are saying is only when we're going from first day Yom Tov and the second day Yom Tov is Shabbos also. But when you're going the way we have it this year, then you don't have to be machmer to make an early Shabbos. Right? Okay, fine.
You also have it that if you miss it, you can make it the first, right? That's tonight.
Yeah, that's also tonight. That doesn't work on Rosh Hashanah. Okay. Dalit. Loy hutter lefos u'levasha yidei erev Tavshilin elo be'erev Shabbos. This is a big one. People are not aware of this. I think I texted it out either today or yesterday. Right? There's no heter to bake and cook with the Erev Tavshilin only on Friday. Which is this year. If Yom Tov falls on a Thursday and a Friday, you are not allowed to cook or bake on Thursday for Shabbos. Right? And this is even if you know you're not going to be able to bake on Friday. Let's say you know you're going to be in a shul on the second day of Rosh Hashanah that ends at 5 o'clock. So you're not going to have any time. Still, you're not allowed to. Right? Now, what's a pshat? The pshat is, why can't you cook? I mean, you made an Eiruv Tavshilin. Why can't you cook from first day to Shabbos? So the reason is because Lamaisa, first day is the Daraisa. Second day is a Durabbanon. So therefore, we allow you to cook the Eiruv Tavshilin second day, but not the first day. If you did cook, then the food is okay. Right? Fine. Noilam's very quiet, so I hope everybody's up. Yeah.
I'm up. Physically, I'm up.
Okay. Because I tell you like this, some people put up their challenges Thursday afternoon.
That you can't do.
Right? So you can't put up the challenge Thursday afternoon. You have to, Thursday night works because Thursday night's Friday, but before that, you can't. A lot of women are used to preparing for Shabbos Thursday afternoon. You can't do it. You can't do it.
You can put it up and eat a spoonful. What's the big deal? Why can't you do that?
On Thursday, not Thursday night.
Put it up Thursday and eat, and you can't eat it Friday?
No, you have to prepare from one day to the next. If you put it up on Thursday, you have to eat on Thursday.
He's using the hoil. Using hoil. You put up the
It has
challenge
to be ready on Thursday.
You do a haroma. Well, it's got to be early enough on Thursday. Yeah, it can't be Thursday right before. It has to be early enough Thursday, Rabbi.
And you put it up and you eat a spoonful. That means it was ready to eat.
Yeah.
What are you making people into bad people for?
No, but then you don't need an Erev Tavshilin for that. That you regular cook.
That's true. You don't need.
What do you need Erev Tavshilin for?
I didn't say this person does. Maybe he wants to cook something else Erev Shabbos.
Right. I'm saying just for this, you're saying for the cholent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, so again, you cannot cook from Thursday for Shabbos. So okay, hey, but there's another misunderstanding. People think that you're not allowed to prepare from night meal to a day meal. You get this question a lot. Stop, having nothing to do with Erev Tavshilin. They think, okay, you're not allowed to prepare from one day to the next without chopping that in Judaism.
Right.
It's the night, the day follows the night. I'm not laughing. I'm saying that the day follows the night. So then after the night Suda, you're allowed to set the table.
The night follows the day.
For the day Suda. What? The day follows the night in Yiddishkeit.
The night comes first.
Yes. Right. The day
So you can
follows
prepare,
the
you
night.
can't prepare from the day to the night. You can prepare from the night meal to the day.
Yes, you can. Correct. Fine. Hey, tzarech she'ya Eiruv kayim at shehechen kol tzarechei Shabbos. You have to make sure your Eiruv is around until you prepare all the tzarechei Shabbos. Im nevda oy nechala hapas, if it gets lost or gets eaten.
Naftali, why did Avram Avinu make Shachris? Why didn't he invent Ma'ariv? Why did he invent Shachris for? But okay, it's for a different shir.
Why is it a question on me?
Because you got confused now, so I'm asking you. Maybe Avram Avinu got confused too. He didn't realize that the night is the first thing.
You know, it's interesting that you bring up Avram Avinu, because Avram Avinu, it says, right, the Gemara in, I forgot where, it says that even Eiruv Tavshilin Avram Avinu did.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's
yeah, I don't remember it. The Satmar Rebbe has a famous thing on that, but I don't remember it.
Oh, I never heard you say I don't remember a story. Am I?
Yeah. So anyway, so if the Eiruv gets lost, then you're done. Yeah. So you can't do it. But once you finish cooking, then you don't have to have your Eiruv Tavshilin. If you're really chalashing for an egg, you stand in the kitchen, wait for them to finish cooking, preparing for Shabbos, and then say, okay, I'm eating that egg, right? That would be fine, right? It's mutter even to pay. Meaning, I'm sorry, I skipped.
No,
what?
I'm so David. This I remember. The Persian Jews, they put eggs in their chom.
Yes.
So this would be very good for them to make the Erev Tavshilin, Erev Shabbos, and chom, and put the egg in the chom. That's when they know they'll eat it Shabbos.
Yeah. What do you call it? What was I saying? I don't know. What was I going to tell? I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah, but anyways, he's saying, so it depends what gets lost. If the bread gets eaten, that's not a problem. You continue cooking. It's mutter to even bake. But if the tavshil gets lost or it gets eaten, meaning the tavshil, which is the most important, there's a kazayas left over, there's no loss. But if there's no kazayas, then also it's also to cook as if they didn't have an Eiruv. So if you lose that egg, then you're done. Oh, so now the Ketzar Eiruv. So somebody who forgot to make an Eiruv, what does he do? If he didn't remember until Suda Shachris, and there's nobody in that town that made an Eiruv, all you, let's say you went camping, right? You went camping for Yom Tif, and you're by yourself, and you forgot to make the Erev Tavshilin. So you have an out clause. You're allowed to make one food, one baked good, and you're allowed to light one candle for Shabbos. Right? But if you remembered before you cooked Yisud Shachas, Yachol Lavashim, Mikom Min B'Kedera Gedoyla, or Lahaisu L'Shabbos. That's what Rabbi was saying. Right? Cook from every min in make a large chunk, right? And leave it over for Shabbos. But if there's somebody in the town that did make the Eiruv, then what you do is you give him a matana, give all your food, all your ingredients as a matana. He picks it up, and then this guy has to be your friend because he's going to have to cook for you. And he can even do it in this person's house who didn't make the Eiruv. So basically what it's saying, to bring it into the yeshiva thing, it's Eiruv Tavshilin is a din in the Gavra, right? Not a din in the Cheftzim. Well, maybe it's both actually.
How do you rely on the rough one then?
Meaning that's a different heter. Meaning the pshat is that if you didn't make an Eiruv, so you have to give your stuff over to the other guy, and you're not. No, it's a din in both. That's what comes. Sorry, it's a din in both. You have to give your food over to the other guy, and the other guy has to cooks for you. You're not allowed to cook, which could come up. Let's say you have a new couple, yeah, and they're eating away all the meals, but by different people, right? So they didn't make an Eiruv Tavshilin because they're not cooking. Which we're going to see soon that you should make an Eiruv Tavshilin anyways. Shabbos with a bracha, not with a bracha. Now they come to somebody's house, Shabbos, say, "Oh, you want to help me bake? I'll bake you a thing." No, you can't do it. Right? They can't help. Right? Or a bacher. I don't know what, you get a bacher, he comes in Shabbos, he didn't make no Eiruv Tavshilin. He said he's going to help them cook. No, he can help cook, but he cannot do any malacha.
What about the guys in Israel who have a dira? And they're going to eat a meal, and they're going to cook some stuff.
They have to make an Eiruv Tavshilin, believe it or not. Shaila is if they have a dira, but they eat in yeshiva, right?
No, I got to text my son now. I'm asking him if he's doing it, because I know he's eating some meals by friends.
Yeah, so you have to find out. Do they light neiros in the dira?
I'm going to text him right now.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be like, who's your from father? They're going to throw him out of that dira,
yeah, I mean, he knows who I am, but
I'm saying the dira mates are going to throw him out of there.
Yeah, Moshe just asked me this tonight. He wants to get a grill for Yom Tov. Says the Mayotza, whatever the yeshiva's Eiruv Tavshilin works.
Good.
I said, hey, you know what? I have no idea. I'll find out.
Yeah, L'chair is Yotza. If he eats in yeshiva, L'chair is Yotza with the Eiruv Tavshilin.
Right, this is him making a grill on his own.
Right. That's very good. Very impressed, parents. Give some tuition to that yeshiva. Yeah.
He's there 2 weeks.
I'm sorry to ask you this, but I didn't remember for 2 days. I apologize. One of my friends, we wear a kittel at night, Rosh Hashanah?
No.
No, okay.
We don't need a kittel at night. No. Yeah. So what?
Good thing he asked.
Yeah. Well, but some Rabbi Sandler, you be Rabbi Sandler, what are you gonna be?
Yeah.
There's enough there. Most of them probably don't even wear a kittel at all.
Probably not. As long as they have their Torahs, they don't have to wear kittels.
As long as they're shining some way somehow, right? Yes. Anyway, so call balabayis. Oh, so here we go now. Vav. Call balabayis tzarich lasos Eiruv Tavshilin ba'atzmai. Every balabayis has to make an Eiruv Tavshilin for himself. Vafilu isha she'ein labal. Even a woman who has no husband, im yodas, if she knows mechuyavas lasos ba'atzma, she's mechuyev to make an Eiruv by herself. Also, lismech ala Eiruv shel gadol ha'ir, and she cannot be saimech on the Eiruv of the gadol ha'ir. All right. So everybody's got to do it. It doesn't say whether she's going to be cooking or not. All right.
What are boys in the dorm?
That's what we're saying.
That's what we're just talking about.
If they're eating in yeshiva, then l'chayr they're part of yeshiva. If they don't eat in yeshiva,
does yeshiva make them have a mind?
I'm assuming. Let's see. Misha shakach. Machmas Einis, V'lo Yasa Erev Tavshilin, Osha Asa V'nevad. Let's say somebody forgot, right? Or he didn't make an Erev Tavshilin, or he made it and it got lost. If there's somebody in the city who did it for all the Bnei Yair, as a Tavshil, as a Paskin, right? He was Mezaka for them, meaning he was the Gadol Yair, made an Erev on behalf of everybody. As a Paskin, he could be Samech on this Eiruv, but let's say you forgot because of laziness, or you were Samech lechatchila on this Eiruv, doesn't help. The Dina Kedel Sifhei, and that's like Sifhei. And then you got to give over your food. All right? Now, Imchal Yom Tov Yom Chamishi Yom Hashishi, let's say Yom Tov fell out on Thursday and Friday. V'nizkar b'Yom Chamishi Shiloi also Erev Tavshilin, and he remembers on Thursday that he didn't make an Erev Tavshilin. Yachal Asas Hayayim, then he can make an Erev Tavshilin today. V'yavarach Asabracha v'achakach Yoymar. Then he makes a Tanai. Im Hayayim Kodesh Ein Nitzarach Lasas Erev. If today is Kodesh, I don't need to make an Erev. It's 8:27 already. Well, V'im Hayayim Chol, and if today is a weekday, B'Hadein Eruva V'Luch. Then he says that then I'm making an Erev. Oh, Rosh Hashanah came. Rosh Hashanah is one long day. Meaning, basically, what he's saying, let's say a guy forgets to make an Erev Tavshilin. So what do you do? So on B'Marashach, if the first day is Yom Tiv, then the second day is not Yom Tiv, so you don't need an Erev Tavshilin, right? And if the second day is Yom Tiv and the first day is not Yom Tiv, so then you're making an Erev Tavshilin. So B'Marashach, you're okay. So
you can't do it on the second day. It's only on the first.
Can't do it on the second day. You only can do it on the first day, but it doesn't work on Rosh Hashanah. Because Rosh Hashanah is one long day. Now, there is a frumkeit to do. There's a few frumkeit. Yeah, because since we love Safek brachas, yeah. So let's say you make an Erev Tavshilin, and then like what many people do, Rabbi, you don't make cholent, right? So let's say, so I think what most, right, you don't make a cholent. So let's say somebody's not making a cholent, yeah? And the soup is left over from Yom Tov. Imagine most people, the soup is left, the Friday night soup is left over from Yom Tov, let's say. Then let's say you make an Erev Tavshilin, you don't end up doing any malacha. Did you make a bracha levatala? I know this is our spin, not from a spin, but, right, meaning, it's going to make Naftali nervous. He's going to sit over his wife, make sure, do malacha, meaning, what are you doing? Most of what most women, I think, have cooked most of their food before Yom Tov, right?
Isn't warming up the food in the malacha the next day?
Wine and it's no
Why?
good.
If what?
I don't want to get Rabbi all gassed up, but if you make a bracha on the wine and it's no good, was it a bracha levatol?
Oh, you mean last night stuff?
Taking the food and putting it in the oven for Shabbos on Friday.
No, that's not a deraisa. It's not a malacha. What's the malacha? Ain bishul acher bishul. Ain bishul acher bishul.
The next day.
That's not a malacha. No, really, this is a serious shaila. It's a serious shaila. The Paiskim Klaris, Rav Nissim Karelitz held that if you think you're not going to be doing any malachas, then do not make a bracha on your Erev.
But then how do you prepare?
Those are derabbanons.
Those you can do that without Erev Tavshilin?
It's not isuri derabbanon. Derabbanons that the Chachamim said on Shabbos you can't do. You're not making a fire.
You can make a fire even with Erev Tavshilin.
You can make a fire with Erev Tavshilin. I mean, you can take a fire from a thing, but that you're allowed to do on Yom Tov, right? Bottom line is if you're not doing any malacha, yes, it's both. It's for malacha and for preparation, but it wouldn't be for preparation. You're not doing any straight malacha, right?
I remember Bayam teaching me when I grew up.
So there's no issa. What they
told me that you didn't have Tavshilin to change your suit.
Oh, that's another shot. That's another thing we have to discuss. 1 second. Anyways. If it's smart,
that's only because you stole your suit from your brother. That's why you had to try to
only ties.
You were trying to be matire. You were trying to be matire. That's all.
Yeah, that's hack number one because a lot of people don't end up doing deraises, rewarming up food. So if you make a cholent, so that's l'chara deraisa. Most people put up a raw cholent. You put it up Thursday night. That's a bishul.
You put it up on a cooked fire.
No, but the cholent itself, you're being mavashal. It's raw. Everything else is ain't bishul achar bishul.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Oh,
You're
we're
taking.
cooking
Let's say
You're
your
taking meat and
wife
putting it in-
made
Oh,
a
so
roast.
so even if so even if I bought a bowl of chon from Bingo, it still does nothing to do with anything because it's cooked already.
Right.
Exactly. Right. What malacha are you doing if you take your roast that's frozen and you take it, it's cooked already, right? You're putting it into an oven on Friday for Shabbos. It's a hachana issue,
Right.
but hachana is a derabbanan, right?
So you have to cook a challah. Ron, you have to cook a
No,
challah.
or put up a hot water or cook some hot. Meaning cook epis something for Shabbos. That's the machmirim. I'm just saying it's a hak. It happens to be a hak. Now it's a big shiloh.
Oh, so you put. That even putting more water in the chaynik. That's
yes,
already
that
been
would
going.
be fine. Yeah, that's fine because with water there's bishul, right?
But it's Shabbos mode.
But the shiloh is like this. You get into the shiloh. There's a shitas haritva. Is that let's say I wash natilas yadayim for bread, right? And like last night, and then the bread is no good, or 2 nights ago stuff. The bread. Am I mechuyev to go wash? Let's say I decided to wash, and then a guy comes and says, "Forget it. We're having macaroni. Do I have to wash? Do I have to make hamaitzi? I made already a natilas yadayim on the natilas. Right? Is that if I don't eat bread, am I making a bracha levatala? Or no? At that
No,
point,
at that time you had a chiyuv,
correct,
or you thought you had a chiyuv.
Right. So the question is, are you right? So if you go with that svara, so with the Erev Tavshilin, I need to have the option to cook for Shabbos. That means I have to vade cook for Shabbos? No. Right? As I'm making the bracha that I have the option to cook for Shabbos.
What is it? Changing your suit for Shabbos?
Oh, so that's another thing. One last thing is late already, but this is a thing. Does the Erev Tavshilin allow you to carry? Let's say you're going to go this year, especially people are going to go to one shul for Rosh Hashanah, and then they go back to their regular shul for Shabbos, and they want to carry back their stender and their kittel and their talis and all those type of things, and then on as an extension of that, hadlakas neiros. Let's say a young couple, so they're not making any sudas. They're going to the parents one meal and in-laws and the cousin this and that. All they're doing is lighting neiros. Do they need to make an erev tashilin?
Is it lighting neiros or malacha?
It's a malacha, yes.
So you're covered.
But you may not need
If
the
you know 100% you're not cooking.
You know 100% you're not cooking.
So why would you need an Erev Tavshilin?
But for neiros, it's a two-way street. It's a double-edged sword. Do you need the Erev Tashilin for neiros? And should you make a bracha if you're only lighting neiros?
Doesn't neiros answer your first question?
And then the question is, does the Erev Tavshilin include anything else? So this actually came with my father's friend, I don't know if you remember this. Is it Peretzon? The Eiruv went down on Yom Tiv, second day Yom Tiv. Can you fix the Eiruv? Does the Eiruv Tavshilin cover you to fix the Eiruv?
He took a guy from where they.
I know what the question was.
I mean, there's only one person in the whole community who's fixing the Erev. It's you.
I hope it's not me, but
no, I'm saying but there's nobody else. There's only one person who's going to.
Right, but the question is can you? Does the Erev Tavshilin cover that? The Erev Tavshilin really only covers cooking. It's a big machlokes.
Who's the Erev Tavshilin is covering for the guy who's fixing the Erev?
No, his own Erev Tavshilin. Yeah, but the question is, does Erev Tavshilin cover like Naftali was taught in school on the one day that he wasn't thrown out? Right? was that they say you can change your suits, you can fold your suits, you can put. It's not necessarily true. Lechatchili, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't. I mean, Lamaisa, we're makel. When Lamaisa, we're makel that you could carry home on the second day.
I think your father fixed the Erev and was not for everything.
I don't know what he did.
But see,
anyway. Yeah, go ahead.
Why I'm not understanding. If you're lighting candles for Shabbos, right? Why is that considered preparing for Shabbos? It's preparing for Erev Shabbos. You don't light candles on Shabbos. You light candles on Erev Shabbos.
Right, but it's for Shabbos.
I understand that, but nobody actually the preparation to light the candles is not to light candles on Shabbos. You're not allowed to light candles on Shabbos. You're preparing for Erev Shabbos because that's a task you do on Erev Shabbos.
Yeah, so that now you're uncovering a bigger hak.
I'm saying there's a whole style in halacha if you're allowed to hold on to the candle afterwards, but nobody holds that.
No, besides for that, nowadays you don't even need candles because we have lights.
Correct.
So then how are you saying hoyel on candles nowadays?
The Rishonim, the Heintig operating do not give a good answer. They just say you make a bracha anyways. Oh, you're saying Hoyle to be able to light it all?
If you go with the Machmirim that say it's based on Hoyle.
I don't know. Because how are you ever able to make a bracha if you have how are you ever able to make a bracha on candles if you have let's say your dining room lights lit?
What?
How are you ever able to make a bracha? Stop. Forget about Shabbos and Yom Tov. How are you ever able to make a bracha? You have lights.
Enochanami. But there you have the heterim. But here,
I never understood that.
That's why the Drisha's mother invented the thing of covering your eyes.
No, but that's because that's so you can make the bracha and it's not everlasting yosem. But if you have a light in the dining room already, so you already have your light. So what are you making a bracha on candles at that point? It's already there.
So you should speak to everybody.
All the Heintig Achronim deal with this, but they don't really give a good answer.
Okay.
Yeah, right, I don't know.
This is very the best eitzah. The best eitzah is
to turn off the dining room lights.
Yeah, to have your lights shut off on a Shabbos clock when it comes time for Adlokas Neiros. Tread lightly on this one.
Even though Ramesha holds you shouldn't have Shabbos clocks.
Well, he holds it for lights you're allowed to.
Yeah, but it's only a b'diavad also. He's not a big fan of them even for lights.
What?
He's not a big fan of them even for lights.
It's true, but yeah.
So you know what you do now, Akiva? You should go to a Reuven and ask for a Reuven. His mother made a bracha on the left and she had lights on in the room. Ask her what his mother did.
But Yaakov Lamaisa, this is the only time you that people, everyone, I think the place can say on Yom Tov is the only time you can make a bracha. According to all shitas, you should make the bracha first.
Yeah, but some say you do keep the minig. You keep the minig. Right. Okay, it's late, so we didn't do Musar last night, so let's just do a quick Musar. Not that Musar is ever quick, I understand. We are up to Shari